everyone. When I was in Kinshasa in the summer of 2019, my research assistant and I conversed with Coco Lingua, who is a sapeur. And so a sapeur is a member of the Society of Ambiance Makers and Persons of Elegance. When we met Coco Lingua, I was struck that he wore a self-fashioned outfit comprised of raffia textiles. I was surprised by his manner of dress because it subverted the narrative that sapeurs primarily wear suits, button-up shirts, and accessories from designer brands. The Society of Ambiance Makers and Persons of Elegance, otherwise known as Laciste, is a fashion subculture that originated in Brazzaville, Republic of Congo, and Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. Although Laciste's origins can be traced back to the 1920s, its introduction to the United States and Europe has been relatively recent, within the last decade, through online news articles, photographs, and videos. And so these media representations of Laciste repeatedly stress that its members wear what are known as Griffes, which are designer-labeled clothing, shoes, and accessories. So think of designer brands like Dolce & Gabbana, Dior, Louis Vuitton, and Versace. And so besides media representations, the scholarship on Laciste contributes to the dominant idea that sapeurs dress in Griffes. For example, scholar Didier Gondola asserts, quote, "Without the Griffes, the sap would not exist. If the sapeur believes that clothing makes the man, he also believes that Griffes make the clothing. By acquiring the Griffe, which he will do at any cost, the sapeur buys himself a fragment of his dream," end quote. The dream that is referred to here is the dream of having wealth and social status. So dressing in Griffes is significant for sapeurs because wearing them communicates that they are sophisticated and able to afford a lavish lifestyle, whether or not that is actually true. Because of this overemphasis on Griffes in media and academic sources, members of Laciste, for better or for worse, have a reputation for being obsessed with designer-labeled clothing, shoes, and accessories to the point that they forsake basic necessities, such as food, in order to acquire high fashion. Since sapeurs have this notorious reputation, critics often accuse them of being self-centered, superficial, hedonistic, and even crazy. However, during my time in Kinshasa, I found that not all sapeurs dress in Griffes. For this presentation, I will mention two sapeurs, both of whom gave me permission to record our conversations, as well as take and share photographs of them. The first sapeur, Karitoza, showed me an accessory he had made called a Kajile, which combines a vest and a tie. In this photograph, Karitoza demonstrates to my colleague, Carly Forbes, who took the picture, and me how to put on his Kajile. Later, when Karitoza performed in the marketplace known as the Place de la Victoire, he changed his outfit and dressed in a long black jacket with his name, Karitoza, stitched on his left sleeve. Karitoza's name is also the name of his brand. Coco Lingua, the sapeur I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, takes a different approach to fashion. When we met, he showed me a variety of jackets and vests that he had refashioned with woven raffia textiles, which had been gathered by a friend who traveled to different places in the country. In these photographs, you can see Coco Lingua posing with two of his jackets. The jacket on the left incorporates text at the bottom of the back. Unlike Karitoza, who concludes his name on his fashion, Coco Lingua includes the names of people who have supported his fashion career directly on pieces of clothing. Moreover, Coco Lingua showed me shoes that he had refashioned with these raffia textiles. On the boot that you can see on the left, he also included leopard fur and leopard nails. So why is it important to highlight that there are sapeurs who do not dress in Griffes? Well, it upends the overwhelming idea perpetuated by media and academic sources that sapeurs dress in designer-labeled clothing, shoes, and accessories. Indeed, there are sapeurs like Karitoza and Coco Lingua who are themselves designers seeking to create their own brand of fashion. Moreover, it reflects that the members of Laciste are creative, diverse, and innovative, and that this fashion subculture is dynamic and changing. And lastly, it demonstrates that high fashion and the elegance, the refinements, and the status that it conveys does not need to come from Europe. Rather, it can be created locally in Kinshasa by members of LaSalle. Thank you.